Chapter 4. Welcome back, everyone. We are continuing the story of Jin Hyuk, whose favorite game turned into reality, and he is using his game knowledge to get super strong as soon as possible. If you haven't watched the previous part, the link is in the description. Please hit the like button. It really helps the channel to grow, and I will be able to make more better quality videos. With that said, let's continue with the story. Eventually, the distance was reduced to just 1 meter. But then, whoong! Something flew out all at once from among the branches. Butterflies. Thousands of blue butterflies. The sight of them flying through the air as they threw out a glittering powder was something to behold. Huh! Jin Hyuk stopped breathing. Sleeping butterfly. They were monsters who used sleeping dust as a defense mechanism, since the effect quickly appeared as it entered the respiratory system. There were many times that he had been helpless when trying to deal with this. But in other words, as long as he didn't breathe, he wouldn't be affected by it. Jin Hyuk took a deep breath and went for the main body of the mangrove. A piece of wood moved towards him in a counterclockwise direction. Now, with just one leap, he could put his hand inside. Ba-dump! Ba-dump! He could feel the trunk's surface pounding. Through the holes on the trunk, he could see a human heart. Its weakness, puak, and pierced the heart of the mangrove. Ka! A scream of pain split the air and caused the branches to sway in all directions as Jin Hyuk forced the wood deeper inside. Puak! Puak! After a while, the tree's screaming stopped, and it ceased to move. Finally, he defeated the tree. Phew! Jin Hyuk let out a long sigh. He was sweating and gasping for air, and his heart continued to pound. Everything he just did made him feel alive. Ha! To think that the repeated patterns and timing study I did end up working out like this. Suddenly, he felt grateful for everything he had done till now. The first mangrove tree of greed has been defeated. A status window with a congratulatory message appeared. Ah, right. Come to think of it, I must be the first in the world. Your achievement will be recorded in the Hall of Fame for 1 day from tomorrow. Please input the player's name. Again, this thing came. A system that asked for personal information in order for you to get inducted into the Hall of Fame came like a beggar. I have no name. Everything will be kept private. Jin Hyuk answered without another thought. The fact that it asked for personal information disclosure was a system specification. If this achievement became known, the player would get all kinds of attention. Name unknown, the player's face will be censored, and voice will be adjusted. The system wouldn't be completely confidential. I guess this means I'll just have to compromise by hiding just who I am for now. Jin Hyuk searched through the cracks of the dead tree. Something caught his finger. It was a small green pill about 1 centimeter in size. You have acquired the essence of tree orb. Finally! Jin Hyuk's lips turned into a smile. If each fruit increased strength, agility, stamina, and magic by +3, then the tree of orb gave bonus stats of 12. Considering that each level up only gave around 3 stat points, it's equal to leveling up 4 times in one go. Insane. Honestly, there had never been a better value for money than this item. Even if he looked all the way up to the 50th floor, there was none better. Gulp. Jin Hyuk popped the orb into his mouth. He could feel warm energy spread through his stomach. Now, let's see if it is perfectly absorbed. Jin Hyuk activated the status window. Name: Kang Jin Hyuk. Gender: male. Age: 27. Level: 1. Strength. 5. Agility. 6. Stamina. 7. Magic. 5. Unassigned stat. Points: 12. Occupation: none. Unique ability: none. Skill: none. Level 1, but with 12 stat points. The strongest level 1. There was no other way to express it. 1 hour later, a message popped up on the Tower of Trials Hall of Fame, which said that the Mangrove of Greed was slain for the first time. Videos related to it will be uploaded in 10 minutes. The Korean server's bulletin board, which had been bereft of players for a long time, began to get crowded. $4. Crazy, someone defeated that? Red hair PC room. Absurd. That tree. Could it even be killed in the first place? Babumbam. How the hell did someone kill that thing? Comments came flooding in. Except for a few comments at the beginning, most of the reactions were ridiculous. They were calling it luck or an exploit. Most thought it had to be one of the two, but their tone soon changed. The video has been updated. The commenters' doubtful reactions changed instantly as soon as the video was uploaded. They had no choice but to do so, because they saw the entire thing with their own eyes. KDC 123. Wow. Jaisenber. He. Feck 91. I have nothing to say. Heir to throne. Honestly, isn't that enough? Is that even a human moving? Rabbit Princess. I can only admire him. Insane. Insane. I also played up to the 7th floor, but looking at this, it's just great. There were good and bad reactions, but the general response from those who saw the video was the same. Kingsman. I am Park Hosik, director of Osung Semiconductors. 10 billion as a contract fee and 100 million won every month. J-Dragon. I will give the same money too, so please contact me when you see this. Jin Hyuk savored the feelings he felt as he read all these. Was it that great? Of course, it wasn't something simple to beat the mangrove of greed at level 1. Well, usually anyway. It isn't that surprising. Ah well, most other players didn't play through the mid to late stages of the tower, so that was maybe why. Because of that, they lacked a lot of information. Jin Hyuk smiled bitterly. But 1 billion. Seeing such an unrealistic amount, his past came to mind. A life that was difficult to put into words. Even paying rent had been delayed many times. There were many times he had to starve just to prepare for live streams. He would have taken it without a second thought if that money had been offered just a day earlier. But now, even if you gave him 1 billion won, he had no intention of sharing what he knew. Money isn't important. Right now. Most important thing is information monopoly. Jin Hyuk searched for the National Museum of Korea on his mobile phone. It was a large museum located in Yongsan, Seoul. In the game's setting, overflowing magic had spread throughout Seoul in the aftermath of the Tower of Trial's appearance. Most things weren't affected much, but there were major changes when it came to relics. Historical relics that were outside of the tower transformed into holy relics. And it wasn't just that simple, as the genuine relics with mythical power were inside the tower. What he was talking about were the replicas. In other words, a duplicate version. This is where you can find the most replicas. The National Museum of Korea was like a treasure trove, but that was also the problem. The main point was that he wouldn't be the only one aiming for this. Unlike the mangrove trees that appeared in 7 places in Seoul alone, there was only one such museum. This meant that people from all over the city would converge to look for relics. And, of course, there would be those who would die there. Jin Hyuk opened the door. You have entered the event area. He looked around and his gaze caught something. A drop of sweat rolled on his cheek. What he saw was a guy burned to a crisp. With this, the chapter ends here. What is going to happen? Who burned the guy to death? How will Jin Hyuk face this situation? To get all the answers, please like and subscribe to the channel. I will be posting the next part soon.